and welcome to another Paranormal Vlogs, Growing Up Paranormal. And this will be my Halloween special. I hope you're all ready for Halloween and you've got your costumes on and the goodies waiting. So today I have some more stories for you, and soon I will, probably this might be one of my last episodes. I will have another one after this because I did more water scrying and I've got more pictures of spirits and other entities for you. And after that, I might have a few EVPs. I had some more conversations with spirits, and today I'm going to do some more after I'm done with this episode. Now I think we're up to episode 13. Wouldn't you know it? Episode 13 lands on Halloween. I'm not sure. This could be 12, but I've lost count, so. So I'm going to tell you just a few more things that happened to me that were more paranormal-ish, as in unexplainable and a little spooky. So let me get started. So now let's get ready. So you're going to want to turn down those lights. And what you're going to want to do after that is you're going to want to light some candles. Then you're going to get comfortable. So slip into something comfortable. Pour yourself a drink. Get some snacks. Bring in the cat. Bring in the dog. And find a nice, comfy, safe spot to listen. So let's get started on Growing Up Paranormal Vlogs. And I don't know which number episode this is. 12, 13. Ooh. Well, I don't know what happened, but my focus is off. There it is. Probably going back and forth messed up my focus. Okay, so we're going to start with a story about when I was working at a payday loan place, not a regular cash checking store, but a loan place where you'd get a payday loan when I lived in Florida. And I would have to do, unfortunately, what I didn't like was that we had to bring the large sums of money to the bank, and when we needed money, we had to go to the bank and pick money up and go back. They didn't care about our safety. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but I had to go make a deposit. And it was right across the street, the bank, so I was lucky. And it was in a busy area of a busy intersection. And I came out of like a little shopping center area and went across, and there was a bank, and I'd go in there. And then same way to come out, and you'd go across, there was a light, it was a busy intersection, and it was in Delray, Florida, on Military Trail, and I don't remember the other road that crossed over. It's been a while since I lived there. So I live north now. Ah, My cat Rudy wants to say Happy Halloween. All right, Rudy. Say Happy Halloween, everybody. Come on, look at the camera. Happy Halloween. Okay. He wanted to know what Mom was doing. Okay, where were we? I forgot to light my cauldron. Hold on while I mix my potion. Okay, now we can get started. So, as I was going across the intersection with my car, and I went to the bank. Now coming back out, I had to go back to my job after depositing money. So what happened was, as I'm going, the light was green, and I waited. I always pause because all the old people are down at that time, when the snowbird season, that's what we call them, and they drive crazy. I would see many accidents right in the parking lot because they don't believe in stop signs, and most of them are New Yorkers, which I am anyway, so, but I don't drive like a fool. So they would never stop at stop signs. They would never pay attention to anything when they drove. I don't know what was going on with them. So as I'm going up to the light to go through the intersection straight into my parking lot to my job, over here they had a red light and my light just turned green. So I always pause the minute it turns green, because you never know when one of these crazy oldies are going to come shooting through. So I paused, I looked, nobody was coming through, so I proceeded. Where out of the corner of my eye, I see this car coming, and let me put the candelabra down. And it was strange because I see the guy driving, and he's like this, like it was this old guy, and it's just weird. It's like he was oblivious to anything around him, and he was just like this, with this crazy looking expression on his face, just looking straight up, driving. And I remember it was like time stopped, and I think that's what I actually was listening to, an episode of Coast to Coast, and the guy was describing exactly what I went through with this accent, like time stopped. So as I'm going, I see this guy coming, and there was no way to avoid it. He was gonna ram into my side. And I see his crazy look, like looking straight forward with his hands on the steering wheel, with this crazy eye look, just going straight, like, I don't know. Like he saw nothing in his path. And meanwhile, here I am, and I'm reaching, and I don't know what happened. He should have smacked the side of me. He should have, I don't know. It should have happened, but it didn't. Something happened, like all of a sudden, time stood still. And I don't know. My car ended up on the other side. I don't remember what happened in between there, but all of a sudden, the last thing I remember was that he went through and I'm already on the other side. That's impossible. And I remember thinking, what the just happened? And I remember it was almost like I entered something, like, I guess, maybe another dimension. I don't know what it was, but it just appeared as if time just decided to cease for that time, and I could witness everything. That person driving with a crazy face, coming through me here, and it was too late. And then the next thing you know, I see that crazy guy going over there and me on the other side. And I was like, whew. So naturally, it was just me and my coworker working as usual. Managers were never around, although they made me do all the work. And I get there, and I told my coworker what just happened. I said, I don't get it. I should have been sideswiped. I should have been probably killed, because that guy was he was cooking through that intersection. He never like slowed down for no light. It's as if he never saw anything. He just was. So I don't know what went on with that, and it just felt really strange. Like I said, like time totally stopped. And how I ended up on the other side, I don't know. So that was the one short story, but it was an unexplained event. I mean, I'm sure some of you out there must have had a similar event with an accident or almost an accident, and it's like it wasn't meant to happen. So something stopped time to get this person or you out of the way. So we've seen those videos many times on YouTube where they show you a car and then a guy riding a bicycle or walking, and somehow, some way, they miss them. Or it looks like they walk right through, and then it's like, for me, it's almost like somebody transports you really quick to a different dimension so you can be safe, and then, boom, you get back again. I don't know. It's some weird safety mechanism if it isn't your time, I suppose. Definitely not your perception of time because you're thinking you're gonna be in a dangerous situation and you're kind of freaking out. I highly doubt that's what it is, okay? I don't think that's what it is. I really think something supernatural goes on at that moment for some people. Now, some people are meant to have those accidents. I know it's not good to say that, but maybe they are. Maybe they're meant to be killed, or maybe they're meant to be seriously injured to teach them a lesson. Or maybe they don't get seriously injured, but their car gets totaled and they still learn a lesson. Maybe they weren't paying attention, they drive sporadically. I don't know, but I didn't drive crazy. I was just being cautious as usual and proceeding, and I had the right of way, and my light was green, and I did hesitate and look back and forth when the light turned. I didn't just gun it the minute the light turned green. No one's in a rush to get back to work, so. And then, out of the blue, I saw that guy, and boof, I don't know where he came from. It was as if he drove from another dimension to come into my dimension to try to kill me. I swear I know it sounds crazy, but I thought about that. There's many theories. Which one was it? So, that was one story. Another story, or thing, a couple of different incidences I'll just discuss. One time I was putting my makeup on, and I have 2 bathrooms in my apartment. One main big one with the shower and the whole 9 yards. Then the other little one in the back of the bedroom. And that just has a sink and a toilet. And I keep that as mine to put my makeup on, do my nails. I have all my makeup in there, and it's all my stuff, and I fixed it my way. So I like to go in there and take my time, as many women do. We like to bring our computer, listen to a video, and I meditate while I'm doing that. I just take my time, putting my makeup on. I don't rush. Today was a bit of a fiasco because It was Halloween, so I tried these huge false eyelashes, which I'm not good at putting on, I have to tell you. I get to that point and then it goes awry. Glue everywhere. Got in my hair, it got in my eyelash. I hope I can remove them later. So, and then I was going to wear this black wig that I had gotten for Halloween. So now, oops. So the problem with that was I'm not used to black. Number one, when I put it on, it's like, whoa, because even my real hair color was not dark. It was like a medium light brown. It had bits of blonde and red and brown in it. And in the winter, it would get darker, but never, ever that dark. This was like a dark brown black wig. And it's a nice wig, but it never looks the way it does in the picture when you order it. So I thought it would be cool to have a different hair color, a different style for my Halloween. This is my hair, by the way. It's all mine. The hair color isn't. I dye it, but this is all my hair. It used to be really long. It's still long, but it's about up to my waist now. It used to be to my knees. Anyway, what I was getting at is I like to take my time and listen to a video about something and put my makeup on and everything. And like today I couldn't really take my time because it was a fiasco with the eyelashes. Then the wig would not sit right. I managed to get all this hair in a cap and I couldn't get the wig right. It was a fight. And it was all over and it got stuck in these false eyelashes and I was going crazy. So, and then I started sweating. I don't know how you girls put wigs and eyelashes on every day. I just don't know. So I got so aggravated. I said, screw the wig. But now my hair got all messed up, but I had my Halloween outfit. So I just put this over and that's that. So what I was going to say was now I take my time in the bathroom and I decide what do I want to wear as far as colors of my makeup. You know, what color lipstick, what color eyeshadow. I love makeup. I love playing with it. I don't wear it all the time. But when I go outside or here in front of you guys, but one day I was putting my makeup on and I never tried a really dark black makeup. Oh, my cat Salem. Salem, you want to come here? Say happy Halloween? Do you want to see Salem? Okay. Come here. Salem was meowing and he wanted to say hello. Say hello, everybody. Say hello to Salem. Salem, look at the camera, Salem. He has an itch in his ear. Come on. Come on, say hello. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. He probably wants to eat some more because he puked this morning. That's a spooky story. He ate his breakfast and then he threw up. So I'll be right back. Anyway, so I was putting my makeup on and it was a really dark black liquidy eyeshadow with like sparkly stuff. But I remember saying, and I picked it up and I go, I don't know, this is kind of dark. I mean, it's not for Halloween. This was to be an everyday for casual. And I was just like, I've never used anything this color before. And I was looking at it saying, I don't know if this is too dark, if I should use it. And out of the blue, a voice goes, I like it. It's nice. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So sometimes the voices will just come out of the blue and tell me. And so sometimes when I put my makeup on, I ask, I go, what about this color? I don't always hear something, but that caught me off guard because I wasn't communicating. You know, I was just in my own world, trying to put my makeup on, trying to decide what colors, and I had this new makeup that I never used, and it's a dark color I've never put on my eyes before, and I was just, you know, with my blonde hair and this black, should I do it, or am I gonna look like, you know? But then again, it was October. This was last October, so I figured, it fits with the fall. But anyway, some spirit just said, I like it, it's nice. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I took the advice and I did put it on, and I actually did like it. It dried a little lighter than I thought, and it wasn't like black because it had sparkly stuff in it, so it kind of neutralized it. And it actually didn't look bad. So I put it on my lid and I put gray in the back and added a little bit sparkle, and it looked nice. So I was pleased with it, and I'm glad I listened because I almost put it back in the drawer. So that was a quick little tidbit. Oh, my cat. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. My cat had to eat a little more, so I'm back with the drink, and I'll continue. Is everybody having a good Halloween so far today? I'm not doing much. We're just staying home, my husband and I, and we're gonna watch spooky movies and hang with Salem and Rudy, my cats. So those days are over, going to Halloween parties and bars, and that can be scary sometimes in itself. Unless I was back in Florida and went to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, I don't see the point in going out and dealing with it. I'm gonna have fun all by myself at home with my hubby and my cats. So let's get ready for the next group of, I don't know if they're stories or just incidences. So in the next incidents, what I'm going to talk about is the time there was a glitch in the Matrix. There was a few glitches. So one time I was vacuuming and I went into my cat's room. Yes, they have their own room. And I shut the door. They were out of there. But I shut the door because I didn't want them climbing on the tree house, that, you know, their tree that they climb. And I didn't want them on there while I was trying to vacuum it and getting in my way. So I have two of them. I have a tall tree with a few tiers that they love, and then a little one that used to be my cat Butterball that passed, and I didn't have the heart to throw out his favorite tree. So I shortened it because the bottom half had seen better days, and so there's still the bottom part with the ladder and the little house. So sometimes they sleep in there. So sometimes my cats go on top of the little house and they look out the window because it's like in the corner, and I have their big one right in front of the window because we have a beautiful view. And they get to see a nice pond, and they get to see nice woods. And that's why the cats love their room. They're always in there. They get the best view. And so what happened was, I was in there vacuuming. The door was shut. The cats were not in there. They were out in the living room and in my bedroom. And I was in there vacuuming away, and I was on the one side of the cat tree vacuuming it, where the little one with the house was on the other side in the corner by the window. And all of a sudden I look up and I see my cat Rudy, which would be impossible because he wasn't in the room at the time, jump down from the little treehouse top of the roof of it, jump down and walk right through the door. So I'm sitting there I'm standing there with the vacuum in my hands, like, what in the world is happening? I didn't know, and I was just a little spooked for a minute because I'm like, he's outside. Why did he? That's impossible for that to happen. So I got out of the room, I opened the door, and there was Rudy fast asleep on the couch on his little spot that he's always at. I have my little fan, it's hot in this. It's breezy. Let's get a little wind going. You're probably wondering where that wind was coming from. But I don't know if it's too noisy, but it's hot. So I was confused as to why I saw that, but I figured it was a glitch in the Matrix. Remember when Neo saw the black cat? And they said you usually see the cat. Remember he saw the cat go by and then he saw it again, and that's the sign of the glitch. So it's always with a cat. That will give you the signal that there's a glitch. I have no idea why. And so that happened, and a couple of days ago, my husband had an incident with the cat. And he saw, I believe it was my cat Salem, but it was impossible because my cat Salem was fast asleep. So then the other day I was walking through the living room and I was sitting on the couch, and now I know Salem was sleeping on the top of his treehouse where he is right now. He's right across from me, and he always likes to go in his room. He loves his tree house. He sits and looks out his window at his beautiful view, and he stays there, looks at the geese and the duck in the pond and the rain and whatever's going on out there. So let me shut that off. So I don't know what went on, but I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I see him scurry through the living room. And I'm like, I saw him, total. Fuzzy little black body and tail and all. And I was like, that's impossible. So I got up and I looked, and he was fast asleep, hanging off his little tier up on his little treehouse in his room. And I was like, here it is again, another glitch. And another time I thought I saw him while I was coming out of the bathroom, which is like right here. I saw him like come out of the kitchen because there are food dishes in there. And I was just like, I thought I just saw it, but he just vanished. Like I saw part of him and then poof, you know? So I don't know what happened. I'm curious if any of you out there had seen a glitch in the Matrix, or a car almost near miss car accident, or some kind of accident that time stood still for you, or it just seemed kind of weird, you know, unexplained. So there was another time when I was married to somebody else and I lived in Florida in my house, and my ex was nauseous that morning, and he walked outside and said, I think I need McDonald's. I mean, who says I'm nauseous and wants to eat McDonald's? That is not going to help you. And it was a Sunday, and I was tired, and I was not getting up early. It was, you know, it wasn't even 8 o'clock. I don't know, something around there. But I like to sleep late on a Sunday because I was working. So I'm like, well, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it because he always ate like crap anyway. So I figured that's why his stomach hurts. Now he's going to get more crap to eat. So I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I hear, someone needs you. I'm like, and it's someone needs you, like it's in my ear. Someone needs you. And it kept getting louder and louder, and I'm like, you know, because I want to sleep. And then it just kept repeating that, and it was like right here, you know, because I was my head on the pillow, and I heard it going, someone needs you. It was like getting annoyed with me. So I'm like, all right. And so I sat up and I went out in the living room, and my ex was sprawled out on the floor crying. So anyway, he had to go to the hospital. He had kidney stones really bad. So that's what you get when you eat crap. But yeah, so something woke me up. Now the voice, I didn't know what that voice was. It wasn't male or female. So sometimes I hear that voice. It's not a male voice. It's not a female voice. You can't really tell what it is. It's just a voice, and it's super loud. And I had no way of knowing that anyone needed me. You know what I mean? He didn't act really sick before he left. He just said, my stomach's kind of bothering me. I think I'm hungry. I think I'm going to go to McDonald's and get some breakfast. So I'm like, whatever. I just want to sleep. I don't eat McDonald's crap. I'm basically a vegan, vegetarian. Been all my life. Since I was little, I hated eating meat, seafood, chicken, none of that. My parents tried, but I never liked it. And the thought that they were animals, which I love animals, I don't want to do that. And the way they get treated and then eating them, no. Mm-mm. And dairy always made me sick anyway. Even as a kid, I could barely drink milk with it getting a bad stomach ache. And so I don't have any of that. Ooh, it's 111. You seeing numbers? 1111, 222, 333, 444, 555. Yep, so have I. So another story is one time back when I lived in Florida, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm, brushing my hair. And also I see this blue glow on the back of me, just glowing. And I guess that was my aura. Now, I've been able to see auras since I was really little, but I hadn't, like it turns off and on. I guess if I pay attention, I can see my aura. It's really easy. But never around my head did I see that. Usually, and you can do it, when I was little, I used to see like doubles of furniture, but like in a clear form, like say this candelabra. But then right next to it, I would see something with a little bit of a line of an edge, double, like, you're seeing double, but that the double part is clear. So everything has energy. So that's what I'm seeing, basically. This candelabra has energy. Your furniture has energy. It absorbs the energy. People have energy. So I used to see that, but I didn't know. I was a kid. How do you explain that? How do you ask what that is? And I would look at my hand and my arm, and I can see it now, but I would see another finger, the invisible, I used to call it. I used to try to explain it, and everybody's looking at me, until one time my sister's friend, who was into all that, she's like, oh, you're seeing auras. I'm like, but on furniture? And I go, what are they? What is an aura? I was a little kid, I don't know. So she explained it, and I was like, oh, and she's like, do this with your hand, can you see it? And I explained what I saw. So yeah, mine is like a violet, or like, sometimes it's a violet, sometimes it's like a blue indigo, color. And I can just look, and you can do it too. Just keep your hand, and you'll see like another your hand. You have to see it like either on a dark background or a white background, and just keep looking, and you'll see it. It's not a trick of the eyes. It's actually you're seeing your aura. So one time I was having my conversations with spirits, and I had asked, I was talking about my cat Butterball. Can you get, reunited? Oh, I can't wait to see you. And when I go, I'll be with you soon, whenever I pass, and we'll be together again. Don't worry, Butterball. And then someone yells in the background and goes, they're lying. Because someone said, oh yeah, you'll get to see Butterball. And that's when I heard a voice, sound like a male voice, very clear. He was kind of yelling it like frantic, saying, they're lying, they're lying. We don't have control of that over here. And then it just sounded like someone carted him away. So luckily I was recording it, and I kept playing it back, and that's what he says. So I don't know. I guess we don't have control if we get reunited. It depends on the other person or animal or your situation, where you're going, where you're not going. I don't know what that meant. I tried to ask, but he was either shut up and silenced really quick, or I don't know. Another kind of conversation I had, that's not me, that's the bed. My husband's in the bedroom working on the TV, and it's squeaky. So, it's an old squeaky bed. So another time I had a conversation, and somebody was going, help me, I'm lost, help me. So I'm like, well, isn't there anybody that can help him? Can somebody help him? And then I heard another, and now that was a male spirit saying, help me. And another male spirit said, oh, he's a jerk. He does this all the time. Just ignore him. And I'm like, that's not very nice, calling him a jerk. He seems really distressed. He's like, he's a jerk. Just forget him. He's stupid. And then I'm like, that's not really a nice thing. I thought, well, you guys loved each other over on the other side. It was all love and light. And he's like, what? Get out of here. I swear. He's like, he said something like, no. He's like, no, who told you that? He goes, I don't think so. And I have that recorded. He was like, no. And I know it's because people keep their personalities. When you die, you're going to keep your personality. If you were an asshole in real life, you're going to be an asshole. If you were nice, you'll be nice. If you were funny, you'll be funny. You know? It's just the way it is. Now, some people do, I guess, have an epiphany. Now they're dead. Now they're over there, and oh, they wasted. So they might change a little bit their personality. They're more serious or sad. Some of them are sad. Some of them are not happy for whatever reason, because you create your own reality once you go. Because I was told by the spirit, one spirit, that you create your own dimension. So this is just basically little conversations I had with spirits and other entities that I'm sharing with you. So basically, some of them they've told me that you create your own dimension. So hell can be real for negative people, because when you're negative, you have a lower vibration. And there's different levels of lower vibrations. There's the really negative, the evil, the bad, and they're all cluttered in one section. And then there's levels basically. You have dimensions, they're levels. All the dimensions share the same space with us. They're just overlapping. They told me this. And so basically, they know of this and that, and they see them, but they're not in that dimension. You have to raise your vibration, and then you get lifted up. So try not to be that negative. You're going to be with the really dregs. Now, you could either be with the evil demonic ones, or you could end up being with, which I guess would be hell. I guess it would be the inferior. I'm going to talk about the Mandela effect. I got cut off before, so I have to repeat myself. So if you don't know what the Mandela effect, it's different things that happen as far as changing wording on labels, on cereal boxes, on books, movie titles, and different scenes in movies, and emblems on cars and on businesses and everything like that. The Bible verses changing in Bibles that you have in your drawer for years. They just changed. And just people that were dead are now alive. For instance, it's named after Mandela, Nelson Mandela. Why? Because he died. Not once, but twice. Some people remember once, I remember twice. They had one where he died in prison, and they had the big funeral, and I remember they had it on TV, and I remember seeing it. They had his coffin in this big huge room, and all these people were coming in a line to go pay their respects, and they made a whole hoopla. It was like People, it was in every magazine, and it was all over the place. And then I remember all of a sudden he's alive again, and then he's dead again. He just died. I forgot what they said he died of. Some either a heart issue or whatever. He died. And he was dead again. And then all of a sudden he's alive again. So, I don't know. This guy dies more times than he must be exhausted. So it's like he's dead, he's alive, he's dead, he's alive. So now sometimes when you see an actor or an actress, you're like, oh, that person died. And I'm like, but maybe he's alive now. Because I never know. I always say that. And because you don't know. Because with the Mandela effect, it affects all that. So. And then there was another incident with, I don't know if you know Richard Chamberlain. He was an actor in The Thornbirds. He did Man in the Iron Mask. I remember he died of AIDS back in the late 80s, and he was gay, and he died. And now, all of a sudden, I see that he's alive again, but he's straight, and he's married and has kids. He's married to a woman, has kids. It's like, no. So, yeah, he not only died, but came back alive, but he changed his whole, who he was. He went from being gay to being straight. So one lifetime, I guess that's what he was, and then the other lifetime he was straight, and he's married and has kids. I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but that happened. Because I remember, I was like, what? No way, man. I remember when he died. That's impossible. So I don't know. Then there was, so the Doris Day thing, and she's still alive. She's like a bazillion years old, like Kirk Douglas, and they're still alive. Richard Chamberlain's alive after he died. Oh, and David Soul. Do you know who he is? Here Comes the Bride, Starsky and Hutch, the one with the blonde hair. David Soul had killed himself. I think he hung himself. I'm trying to remember if he hung himself or took pills, but he killed himself back in the, like, I want to say late 70s, but it could have been the early 80s, over a broken engagement. He was engaged to somebody and she dumped him, and he was heartbroken, and he killed himself. And I remember it being a big thing, and it wasn't a hoax because it was all over the TV. It was they talked about, when they kept showing Starsky and Hutch, and then they showed how he died, and, speaking about why would he do that, and showing his ex-girlfriend, and she was like, I don't want to talk, and she was upset, and it was this whole thing, and then poof, he's alive again. So, I don't know. Does anybody remember that? Are you old enough to remember who these people are that I'm talking about? And then there was a few other people that died that were back alive again. Some people say that they had their own husbands and wives that they knew were dead and now they're back alive, or that they had kids in one life and now they don't. It's probably because they couldn't, those kids drove them crazy in their last life that they said, please, no more. I don't know. But then they go to another life and they don't have kids. Or they didn't have kids, and then in their next life they do have kids, and they're like, who are these kids? They're not mine. And now that's a nightmare. For me anyway, because I don't have kids and I don't want any. So if I woke up tomorrow and I had kids, I'd be like, oh no. No, just cats, thank you very much. But yeah, it's a very strange thing. So you Mandela affected? But yeah, so there's a lot of strange stuff with that, and I just wanted to share that because I know a lot of people have that. And again, if you've never heard of it before, all you have to do is put it in the search in YouTube, and there's a zillion videos, or you can Google it. You'll be there all day. So okay, so that's my 13th, I think, or 12th episode of Paranormal Vlogs, Growing Up Paranormal, and it's my Halloween one. So stick around because my next video, not on this video, but my next video, I'm going to be putting pictures from my last water scrying and the previous water scrying I did. I posted some, but I explained on one of my water scrying videos that sometimes you get them and you see the entities, spirits, what have you, but in some pictures they don't show up till a few days later. Then you go back and you look and there they are. I don't know, it's just the way it is. So I found more in there. So some of those are from that time that I did that water scrying, and the other day I did water scrying, and today I'm going to do some because it's Halloween. So I'm going to do some after I get off of here, and hopefully I'll have this up and ready for you today. So happy Halloween. This is my Halloween costume. You probably can't see because it's too dark. This is my Halloween costume. So, thank you for joining me for another episode of Paranormal Vlogs, Growing Up Paranormal. And remember to check back for my next video, which is pictures of real spirits and other entities in water scrying, as well as check out my other paranormal vlogs if you haven't seen them yet, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click the bell for future notifications. Be sure to check back for new videos because sometimes you don't get the notifications. I don't know why. YouTube, send my notifications out. And like this video, share my videos, share whatever your favorite one is, and comment whether you're going to say hi, ask the questions, or share your paranormal incident or just something that happened to you that was unexplained. I'd like to hear from you, know that you're out there. So thanks for watching my paranormal vlogs. Like I said, this might be my last one. This isn't my very last one. My next one will be where I add some pictures of water scrying. So be sure to check back for that, and I might just upload it all. But today this one's going to be here. So have a great Halloween, be safe, and have fun. Bye.